Clara had just arrived on Blackrock Island. The fairy had left, leaving her alone with the dark cliffs and the lighthouse looming above. She climbed the spiral staircase inside, feeling the cold stone under her hands, the railing shaking slightly with every step. Dusty journals filled with yellowed pages caught her eye sketches of twisting staircases and shadowy figures. She reached the top and lit the lantern. The beam swept across jagged cliffs, crashing waves, and the black sea beyond. For a few minutes, all was calm. Then she heard it, a faint whisper carried by the wind. "Clara, watch." Her pulse thundered. The whisper came again, louder this time, as if someone was right beside her. She spun, but the room was empty. Shadows stretched unnaturally along the walls, twisting toward her like reaching hands. A shadow detached from the corner, moving independently, flickering in the light like smoke. Clara stepped back in horror, her heart racing. The shadow vanished the instant she blinked. The lighthouse seemed to awaken after that first encounter. The next evening, the lantern's beam began to illuminate impossible places. Ruins that shouldn't exist. Cliffs jutting out into the ocean where none should be. And there, along the water's edge, a figure walked slowly, upright but unnatural. Its face was hidden, yet its presence pressed against her like icy fingers. Objects inside the lighthouse began to shift subtly when she wasn't looking. Chairs rotated slightly, the kettle moved on the stove, and the journals opened to pages she hadn't touched. The mirrors where worse reflections didn't always match her movements. Once, one blinked and she saw the shadowed figure standing behind her. She spun. Empty room. Each night, the shadows multiplied, climbing the walls, twisting along the staircase. Whispers called her name, voices she recognized her, uncle, herself. Distorted, mocking, figures appeared at the top of the staircase, hollow eyes, twisted smiles, beckoning her upward. Clara realized the horrifying truth. The lighthouse trapped its keepers, feeding on fear, attention, and life. Determined to escape, she climbed the spiral staircase, only to find it twisting endlessly. Walls bending unnaturally, corridors looping back on themselves. At the top, she expected freedom but found a room that hadn't existed before. Figures surrounded her, her uncle, previous keepers. Shadows silent, hollow-eyed, smiling. Every step forward multiplied them. Scratches along the wood revealed names of keepers who had disappeared over decades. Finally, desperate, Clara jumped down a broken section of the staircase and tumbled to the cliff outside. Sea spray hit her face, lungs burning. She turned to look at the lighthouse. Silent, dark, seemingly lifeless. Relief washed over her. She thought she was free. Weeks later, a package arrived. No return address. Inside was a tiny, perfect model of the lighthouse. Its lantern flickered faintly. Clara's hands shook. The light blinked faster. A soft voice came from nowhere, clear and sharp. "You forgot to watch." The model shook violently. Tiny staircases scattered across the floor. In the flickering glow, a miniature shadow of Clara stood atop the lighthouse, staring, smiling. Clara screamed. The lights in her apartment went out. When they returned, the model and the shadow were gone. She was alone, but she knew with absolute certainty the lighthouse had found a way to follow her